Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Yeah, the big fat boy is back in town, motherfuckers, man. What's going on, guys? I'm your boy, Fade of a Fist. Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Chill Zone. Your boy, that's right. Back doing a solo actual event right now. And fucking doing all that shit. But, yeah. So I went and I looked at my time played for Horizon Forbidden West. And apparently I beat the story in like 25 hours and 16 minutes. And a lot of people aren't too happy, man. Like, oh, why did you rush the game, Fatal? Listen, motherfucker, if it still took me 25 fucking hours to beat the main story, that ain't rushing the game, motherfucker. That's just the main story itself that took me 25 fucking hours, motherfucker. Stop that shit. Bro, I literally had a conversation today with probably one of the most dumbest motherfucking goddamn Sony fan tools in the face of this fucking planet, dog, who legit thinks that I flat out hate fucking PlayStation. Yet, all I'm doing is criticizing them. I'm criticizing them for what they did with fucking Gran Turismo 7, because, God forbid, right? Yo, what up there, Josh? What up here, Josh? God forbid, right? And maybe, Josh, you might be able to see where I'm coming from this. Why is nobody talking about the Grand Theft Auto? Fuck that game. Gran Turismo 7 dispute, bro. How come nobody's talking about the fact that you can't sell your cars in the game? How come nobody's talking about the fact about the MTXs and what they did with patch 1.07, making it fucking harder for you to get money in game-wise to buy cars? Why is nobody talking about that? But yet, it's funny, the irony is, and like, I don't care about that aspect, fucking, whatever the case may be. I care about the actual fan base fucking having that same energy to that what they had with every other fucking game that comes out from Xbox. They did it with goddamn fucking Sea of Thieves. They did it with goddamn fucking Crackdown. They did it with goddamn fucking Halo. Every fucking time a game comes out from Xbox, they criticize it. No, they don't. Where? Show me fucking tweets. The only person that I saw that legit came out and said anything on it was Sick Humor during his fucking podcast yesterday. Like, motherfuckers need to speak out against this shit, dog. So it's wrong for Microsoft to pull some stupid shit like that, but then when they correct it, everybody still gives them flack for it when they actually fix the fucking problem. I'm sure Gran Turismo is going to get the same fucking treatment. It's going to get fixed, and it's going to be fine. People are going to be happy. They did it with GT Sports, right? But all I'm saying is in return, fucking preach what the fuck you fucking, or whatever that saying is, man. Like, fucking, if you're going to sit there and criticize the shit out of Xbox for doing it, criticize your own company for doing it. That's all I'm doing. But apparently that makes me a PlayStation hater, apparently. Even though I got the game downloading right now in the fucking background as we speak. Well, not right now because I have it on pause because I'm doing my podcast, but goddamn, that bitch is 103 gigs? Fuck me, that's going to take so long to download, bro. Well, it says 46 hours. So that's going to be a 2-day download. Nah, it'll go up, actually, it'll take less time fucking later on tonight when nobody's on the internet. To me, it's not a fair fucking conception, dude, when half your fucking goddamn fan base, dude, ain't saying shit about a glaring issue that when Xbox did it, it became public enemy number one. But yet they won't do it with their own shit, dude, man. That's some fucked up shit. Fucked up shit. Now, of course, Josh, if you have seen people complaining about it, point me in that direction. Because right now on my timeline, all I'm seeing is the goddamn fucking Xbox side doing that shit. And again, that's not fair, dude. That's not fair. Especially when it comes to people like myself that actually am not scared to speak out against criticizing. I criticize Gears fucking MTX shit. I made a video on that. It's on my channel. It's still there. You can find it. I mentioned fucking Halo shit several times in several podcasts. Like, dude, man. Like, fuck. Josh, you want in on my podcast, dude? Yeah, you're more than welcome, man. You just got to join my server, dude. I'm pretty sure you are on my server. I can just go to your server. I don't give a fuck. Go to the PlayStation Culture fucking server, and I'll just join it there. because my timeline is full of Xbox. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. But the people that I am following, though, that are legit Sony fans, dude, man, I haven't seen or heard a fucking peep about come out of their fucking mouth yet, dude. Nothing. Nothing at all. Not a goddamn thing. But if they are speaking out against it, then good for them. Good for them. Fucking, I'm glad that they are, because fucking they need to fucking step up with that shit, dude. Because you don't want Sony doing that crap. Neither does Xbox. We don't want Xbox doing that shit. Why do you think Halo is fucking being not played right now by the vast majority of motherfuckers, dude? That progression system is dog shit. They need to fix that shit. They need to hurry up and also release more content too as well, or that game will eventually will flourish off and people will never come back to it, period. Like Halo Infinite, man, is looking like an Anthem situation right now. Like legit, real talk on that. Where do you want me to go, Josh? Where do you want me to go, bro? Where do you want me to go? Where do you want me to meet you? Do you want me to go into the roundtable fucking Discord public chat and just chill there? Yeah, you know what? Fuck it, I'll just go there. There we go. All right, well, I'm in the roundtable fucking public chat there, Josh, if you want to join, dude. And that goes for anybody in the chat. If you are part of the roundtable Discord chat, come into fucking in the public chat, man. Enjoy my show. Damn. What up, Josh?
Fado.
How you doing, brother?
What's going on, man? There's a crazy delay on YouTube.
Yeah, there is a delay on YouTube. Bad delay. I know I have to keep my shit at normal latency because if I boost it up, then it just uses too much more of my data.
First of all, we will not be doing no slandering on PlayStation side.
Listen, dude. Listen, I'm not here to slander. I'm just saying,
Look,
people need to preach what they fucking praise, man. That's all I'm saying.
I'm the guardian angel.
Are you? Oh, you are, aren't you?
Okay. I'm always watching. No.
Yeah, I saw your stream fucking yesterday when you were creating those beats, man. Are you using what's that program you're using, man? It looks familiar.
It's FL Studios.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
I've been using it since high school. But anyway,
it's been around for a minute. But go on.
Yeah. So there are people talking about it. A lot of people talking about it. Pyro was one of them.
Good.
That was angry about it. So it's people are doing it. Here's the thing. There's a lot of ponies out there, though, that
are defending it.
Well, no. They claim to be PlayStation fans, but they don't buy the PlayStation games. Like, they only buy the ones that are extremely critically acclaimed.
Maybe those are the people who I'm actually fucking following, and I don't even realize that, dude.
You're following Xbox, so that's why I won't show up.
I'm not following that many Xbox people, though.
Why you gotta lie like that?
No, I'm being dead serious, dude. Like, the only people that I don't follow Kids Moods. I don't follow fucking any of those people at all. The only person that I follow, I see a lot of retweets, but I can't help that. There's nothing I can do with that unless I put that person that's retweeting that shit on mute, and I don't want to do that.
Please, I put the motherfuckers on mute.
I think that's probably the best way to do it. I think instead of blocking them, because that way you just don't see their tweets, but you're not unfollowing them, and you're not blocking them and shit, so they really don't notice that you're on mute. Because I'm sure people have done that with me. I'm sure they get tired of me fucking posting up shitty images for shitty games all the goddamn time on Twitter.
No, like there's some people that I can't deal with. You know what I mean?
Right.
Give me 1 second. Let me split the screen here. I don't know why
of course. Take your time, dude. Take your time, dude.
All right, split screen. Cause hold on. There we go. And then I'll do Twitter. Where's my Twitter? So I can scroll on here. There we go. All right, can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Oh, never mind. Hold on. It's got all fucked up. All right, cool. Yeah, man. Like, there are people that are actually, they're talking about it, man. They're for sure talking about it.
Hey. Well, that's good then, because if people are talking about it and I don't see them on my social media, then that fair enough. Fair enough. And I'm glad to see that people are. If Pyro's doing it, and Pyro is definitely one guy that I follow. I probably just haven't seen his tweet at all because I haven't been on all day. But fucking, he's one dude that I definitely respect the hell out of, man, from a PlayStation side. Because he does actually stand up and believe fucking what needs to be right and what needs to be fixed. You know what I mean? That kind of shit.
But there's a lot more going on, and I'm not even being apologetic. I don't even give a fuck what this sound like, to be perfectly honest with you. There's a lot more going on than what when it comes to these car games. Back when Polyphony Digital created the genre, essentially, right? They didn't have these restrictions, sort of like how YouTube came out, and you could put anything on YouTube, anything, whole albums, anything you want, porn, anything. What ended up happening is the shareholders and the powers that be, they started looking and it was like, well, yo, I don't want you profiting off of my shit. You know what I mean? You have to buy my own shit, and that's why we can't play music on on YouTube. So here's the thing, right? When you buy a Lamborghini in game, right? They're not selling that to you. But like 1% of the people can buy a Lamborghini. So it's not like they're getting money off of it being in games.
Right.
So Sony has to give them money. You know what I'm saying? To put it in their game, or else Gran Turismo won't be a game. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
yeah, good point.
It's not a clear cut situation. That goes for Forza or anybody. I never really complain about any of them, unless it's. I mean, none of them were that egregious. Even the flight simulator, But I haven't looked into it, to be perfectly honest with you. The
flight sim is pretty bad. Flight sim is pretty bad when it comes to MTXs and shit like that. But they've been infamously known for that throughout their entire series since they started adding DLC and whatnot. I think when Microsoft Flight Sim that Steam version came out, dude, that shit's got like over like fucking $2,000 worth of fucking DLC to buy on that motherfucker, dude. It's retarded.
Yeah, but here's the thing: no one came down their necks. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I'm not talking about ponies. I'm talking about like the regular media in general. They just didn't say anything about it at all. See, the situation when it comes to Gran Turismo is that, well, Jemiah said this. They already basically stated that this game was going to be always online.
Yeah,
and people still bought it and had a shocked Pikachu face when it was always online. Like,
what's up, Ice Queen? Sorry.
That's the funny thing. And then what about Battlefield 2042?
Oh,
that has no single player at all, but people paid $60. It's there is a concern crowd and people looking for clout. That's what it boils down to. The PlayStation is popular. Sony is popular at the moment with this, and they're looking for anything to basically complain about.
To be fair, like Sony always has the upper hand on everything, though. That's not a bad thing, though. Not a bad thing.
No.
Every time a new game comes out, dude, man, that's all I see is articles fucking flying off the shelves from these journalists about and related to that game, good or bad, doesn't matter.
Because of the graphics, that's what usually does it. Graphics does.
That is true. But again, fucking, when you're only talented in one specific category of a genre, dude, that's a problem. You know what I mean? That's a huge problem.
That's what people walk away with.
Sadly, that is true. That is true. People want that. But I mean, if that's all you are actually wanting from PlayStation, dude, come on, dude. You gotta change it up every once in a while. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, there are other games like Returnal and GT and Ratchet and Clank to alleviate those whatever you want to call it. But that's just tipping the iceberg of kind of being the same.
Listen, Fado, they've been doing this shit. They've been making all sorts of fucking crazy ass games for decades. It's just right now.
Where are they?
Patapon, what do you call it? Concrete Genie.
Yeah, they're second party and third party fucking.
No, they are first party actually.
Okay,
they're first party.
It's Concrete Genie fucking. Oh yeah, that is, yeah, because they did buy that company out, right? That Pixel company there.
Yeah,
Pixel Police or something like that. Fucking, I want to see what they're making next because Concrete Genie was fucking the shit.
I think they're making what do you call it? And even what you call it? Sly Cooper. That's not a graphical powerhouse. The thing is,
we haven't seen a modern day fucking Sly Cooper though. The last one came on the PS3.
Even back then, Sony was kind of known to have crazy.
The art style was pretty goddamn good. Yeah.
No, the art style was really nice.
Yeah,
it was
really good. Yeah.
But the point still stands. People take away what they want to take away with. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not saying for them because right now, Sony found their stride and they need to keep that momentum going because clearly it works. You know what I mean? And I'm not even bitching because I play fucking the same shit. You know, I played Horizon Forbidden West. That game is incredible in its own right. I need to go back and plat it, but I'll get there to do that. Ghost of
I think that
Tsushima, I
game's
haven't even
gonna.
started yet.
I think that game is going to eventually settle in. People are going to go back to it and be like, "Oh,
They will.
now
They will.
I can see what kind of game it was." I think people got swept up with just all hype, whether
Yeah,
it's graphics or
with
whatever.
Elden Ring. Elden Ring
Not
also
even with
fucking
Elden
stole a
Ring
lot of
when the
that
game
thunder
first,
too.
not even with Elden Ring when the game first came out. I think that people were just looking for something that looked great, like that looked really, really good. To validate the purchase or to do the fanboy shit and whatever the case is. But going back to Gran Turismo, um, I play 30 minutes a day, right? And I ended up accruing 800,000 credits.
Was that pre-patch or was that after patch 1.07?
That was, I would say, pre-patch. So there was a crazy economy issue because, again, there's other things that's at play too. What they're trying to do, and then they have requirements as well with the FIA. They can't just do whatever they want to do.
So
And
is
I
that the
think a
reason
lot
why?
of
Is that the reason why they got rid of the ability to sell cars in the game?
no, well, the economy is all fucked up. I think that's what's going on.
Oh, so
Like,
okay.
I think they put something out there and it wasn't really calibrated properly. That's why the
That
credits,
could be. That could be. Yeah, that could be. Maybe.
and that could happen. But people ran away with saying that it was a way for them to get microtransactions. Gran Turismo has never needed any type of. It never needed any help based off of the cars, whatever the case is, and every
Wait.
or
So
the
what
game
was the
itself.
controversy? Hold on. What was the controversy again surrounding fucking the launch of fucking GT Sports? Then was it because it was always online?
That was the first game that they did was always online, and it didn't have a real single player, but it was never a
Ah, that's
mainline
right.
one.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, yeah. No, that was always like considered to be a spin-off
That
to
was that
the
was the
series.
biggest
Yeah,
thing too. It was like
yeah.
it was never a mainline Gran Turismo, and the biggest problem with sport is that you couldn't even tune the cars like you would normally tune the cars in real life.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
just basically you had sliders. It was like, okay, I want to make the car lighter, so it never translated into changing the actual parts. But when the FIA, because again, they have Michelin, Lamborghini, Benz, and all those other things, I guarantee you, and that's another reason why the damage isn't like that. Gran Turismo 5 was a mess. It was all over the place, man, in terms of damage. Some people allow for doors to fall off and everything, and other people was like, I don't want to see nothing more than scratches. So they just did like across the board, just scratches. That's
Right.
one thing, just for cohesion.
Yeah, Forza's like
The
that
other-
too as well. Like Forza blocks out like the bottom of the car, so you can't even see like the fucking like anything underneath the car. It's like a silver sheet under there, which is kind of weird, but I mean, whatever.
I think that one is different. I think that's just how they scanned the cars or whatever the case is, because there was inconsistencies with Gran Turismo as well.
They scanned Hot Wheels, bro. That's what they did.
That's the same thing with what do you call it? Gran Turismo did as well. But I think they've been doing it for longer, so obviously they know where to go to scan things, and I totally understand it. But the issue that came with Gran Turismo, I think people are looking for outrage. That's what's boiling down to it. A lot of people don't even fucking have the game, and all these journalists don't even know of the history of Gran Turismo or the business policies of even having their games or having their cars in any of these racing games. That's why the licenses wear out. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then they have to take the game offline altogether. That's because of them. They're profiting off of these developers when they make the game. It's not a selling marketing or a selling market because no one has money for fucking Lamborghinis and stuff like that. So it's like, well, if you want to have your own game, you're gonna have to pay us. And here are our stipulations
Right.
for having our car in the game.
Right.
If you don't want to do it, I guess you're just not gonna have a game. Because that game is basically cars. And how they handle. So it is what it is. They got to kind of follow the trends of what they're doing, and it just boils down to it's a way more complicated situation. I think a lot of PlayStation fans they know better than that. Now, is Microsoft or Sony going to go with microtransactions for the other games? Absolutely, but this isn't the same situation. This is different. And this is why people attack journalism. It's ass. They don't fucking know how to. They don't know how to be journalists. They just worry about clicks and how stupid they fucking look.
Right.
And I mean, again, I'm not trying to shut down your argument or whatever like that. The first thing is the people are complaining that are like not aware of how complicated these licenses are. The same thing with music with Grand Theft Auto. Some of that shit had to be removed altogether. They could even have some of the tracks on there. So
okay, that's all fine and dandy, but I mean, like Forza doesn't have any of that crap like that, and they had to get licensed for all their cars.
Yeah, but when they took Forza, the other Forzas out there, to take it off the market altogether. So
well, yeah,
they do.
True. Yeah, they have to. Well, that's what I mean. Like, because licenses eventually fucking play out, and they have to like remove it. Like, well,
but why do you have the license? You could tell something else is amiss.
Right.
Behind the scene.
Yeah.
Maybe an NDA or something of that nature. Who knows? But regardless of the matter is, this is not a clear cut thing. People were saying that I have to grind and grind. Yamauchi was basically saying that they dropped the credit amount because they have events coming up that will give you the equal amount of to keep you engaged.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm downloading it right now. I'm downloading the game right now to test drive it myself, to see fucking if it is as bad as I'm making it out to be, or if it's just like fucking more of an afterthought, and whatever the case may be. But like fucking, I'm glad that people are talking about it though. Like people that I can't see because I don't see them on social media. But yeah, no, I'm glad that they are because nobody in the Roundtable Discord is. Not a single person in the Roundtable Discord is.
I think you know what I think. I think that they don't even have the fucking game.
They probably don't.
You know what I'm saying? So if they don't have the game, it doesn't exist to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the Roundtable people, for the most part, are pretty reasonable when it comes to things of that nature. You know me, I'll come out funny at any fucking turn.
Oh, I'm not talking about the members. I'm not talking about the panel members. I'm talking about like the actual chat room.
Oh man, but you know you can't fucking follow that shit, man.
Right, I know, right?
Yeah, man, that shit's volatile. So I remember when I went on the Roundtable 4 years ago.
How you doing, buddy?
When I went on the Roundtable, like fucking, what was it?
Yeah, you haven't been on in a minute, dude. Because we were doing one yesterday when we were comparing achievements and trophy percentages for fucking like exclusives and multiplats and shit like that. And he was saying like, oh, the numbers should definitely be higher on Xbox because there's less of a fucking install base. And I'm like, that's true, but you're also ignoring the fact on how many people are actually fucking playing the game though. Like even if you have a small fucking fan base, let's say 40 million, right, compared to 120. Like, yeah, you would think that the Xbox should have more because it's got a smaller install base, but if only fucking 10% of that group actually are buying the game, that percentage is still going to be small regardless over what PlayStation has. But like, let's be honest, most games sell better on PlayStation than always to begin with, right? So the numbers should be a lot bigger on PlayStation compared to Xbox, not the other way around.
No, that's erroneous.
Like, I don't know.
I was listening to it yesterday. Historically, PlayStation gamers have more to play.
They do. But are they actually even playing anything outside from fucking first-party shit? Some of them are, yeah.
Of course they are. Fucking Call of Duty, Fortnite, all these fucking free-to-play games. Of course they are. But they have more time. Their time is divided more than PlayStation or than the Xbox.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying because you have a bigger install base. Like that's just common sense. It's the same with Nintendo. Like Nintendo right now has the biggest install base right now for the Switch, right? But yet third-party games fucking can't sell for shit on there, but first-party games fucking trump both platforms. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking weird. It really all depends on fucking people's preferences, I guess, at the end of the day and shit.
It's not necessarily weird because you got PC games that do PC. People only buy PC shit. That's just what it boils down to.
You know where the vast majority of Xbox sales are actually coming from? There's your answer. Yeah, oh yeah. Dude, Sea of Thieves sold 5 million alone on Steam, dude. Like, there's no way that, like, unless the game did sell over 5 million on Xbox, but I highly doubt it. Excuse me. Like, so, but, yeah. I think like that's one of the things I was trying to explain to people, man. Like, Steam is a huge fucking like is definitely something that Microsoft. I'm glad that Microsoft did, because I mean, look at God of War. God of War was on Steam and sold what, fucking 2.5 million, or like a little over 2 million in the first week that it launched on fucking Steam. I'm like, bro, Sony's definitely happy about that fucking port for sure. Absolutely.
Well, I just got into a conversation with somebody on my fucking on Twitter or whatever the case is,
Right.
and he goes ahead and he's like, "Oh well, Sony needs to do this and this, and they do." I'm like, bro, like, look, the fanboy shit gotta go. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
And, they go based off your topics that you're talking about currently, right? Are the Gran Turismo? What else are you talking about? I don't want to like derail
Just
your
regular
shit.
gaming shit. Just regular gaming stuff.
But what was the other subjects?
There was no other subjects. It was just gaming related crap. That's all it is.
I'm even looking at this shit right now. They were like, I'm looking at this Elden Ring versus Horizon Forbidden West right now.
Why does it again with that shit? Why?
I just was going on fucking Twitter, and then somebody pulled up the interest. I guess
it don't matter, because here's the thing, right? Elden Ring, like that 12 million, yeah, it will probably sell about 15, 20 tops, maybe an entire lifetime, dude. So will fucking Horizon Forbidden West. Yeah, it took fucking how long for Horizon to get to 20 million, but it still got there. Sony games sell really good at the start, and then they slow fucking sell for the rest of their timeline on that platform.
Yeah. That's only one game that broke the trend. One game, and that was fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man broke that trend. For sure. For sure. The fucking, but if it's not a Marvel-centric game, dude, man, like, yeah, it takes a while for those games to really start to sell up in fucking units and shit. And that's not a bad thing, because even Xbox can't even do that shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know, man.
What's up, VGO?
I mean, I guess going based off of well, first of all, for Forbidden West and for Elden Ring has been fucking hyped to the fucking heavens.
Indeedo.
Not saying negative or positive. I guess hype is a negative word, but like if it's the way that it's sold is totally contingent on the amount of buzz it got. I was thinking about this shit too. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad game at all. I'm just saying for Elden Ring, it had a lot of help. The 97 definitely didn't hurt it. You know what I mean?
No.
It definitely was there.
But it's funny though, because Miyazaki fucking did something that nobody thought was ever going to be possible though. He came out with an actual game, right? Came out with an actual fucking Souls-like game that didn't. All he really did was, man, without even adding a difficulty mode, would just make it a little bit more accessible for people to actually be able to go through and beat it, and it fucking worked. It fucking worked, dog. 12 million motherfuckers, dude.
I don't think he literally did that shit intentionally.
Sure, I don't know, man, because he got a lot of backlash, man, over the last couple of games from Dark Souls 3 and onwards, dude, man. Even with Sekiro, where's the easy mode? Where's the easy mode?
Well, the thing is, open world games sell. This is what I was talking about yesterday.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Open world games. I mean, open world was definitely there. I think it has a strong art style. That's another thing.
Yep.
Of course, the guy that did the fucking Game of Thrones, he definitely had something to do with it. Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he helped a little bit with the lore. Yeah, so he helped a little bit with the lore.
Well, I'm just saying in general, like there was a lot of buzz around this game, and then this was the first time when people reviewed it that they can play a game that on the outside, on the surface, looked like it was straightforward. They just dropped you there. You don't need to think about the story. You know what I mean? You just kind of had to slash some things, and then you got a rude awakening when you saw that fucking tree sentinel. And then you're like, oh, okay. Well, I don't have to play him. Let me just walk around the environment and try to level up.
Right.
That's what this game is all about: is leveling up and getting experience, so you can basically beat the adversaries that block your progression. But here's the thing, right? The game is completely unbalanced. So you know,
it's also completely broken too, as well, man.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's fucking broken. I'm saying it's broken. It's really broken to the point where 2 patches had to like correct a lot of the things.
Uh,
All all this talk about not having my hand held. You know what I'm saying?
I see where you're going with this.
I don't want to have my hand held.
Without the game doing it, the game's literally doing it for you without you even realizing it.
No, the game isn't doing it for you. They just failed to put the elements into the game. But here's the thing: these people, so-called journalists, because of the type of Souls community and the games being very familiar to the other Souls games, there's already a wiki that was being generated from this previous Souls people, and the fact that fucking they had an open beta. So all these fucking people went onto a wiki or YouTube videos to kind of
a lot of YouTuber influencers who are like big on the Souls franchise, whatever the case may be. They had like early builds that they were playing before the open beta shit ever came out. Like I forget what his name is, but he has a Wikipedia that he started like literally 6 months before the game dropped, and he was already putting up information about items and like areas that he went to and whatnot, and like the fucking tech shit that he was playing. And whatever to call it, just kept adding to it until the game dropped, and then now it's like fucking everything's all there now and shit. So same thing happened with Sekiro too. Like this motherfucker was already making videos about Sekiro's lore, and I was like, bro, the game's not even out yet. What the fuck? Hey, somebody in my chat want to remove that shit, please? Thank you. Don't need that fucking bot spam in my chat.
Oh, what happened?
Bot spamming. That's becoming a normal thing now on YouTube, man, is YouTube bots.
I'm looking at this shit too. Gran Turismo for the third week in the UK has number 1 spot, Elden Ring number 2. Horizon fell to 7th. So, and then WWE is number 3. So the way I look at things, Europe love fucking Gran Turismo. That's number 1. They fucking love that game.
GT is huge in Europe. Huge.
In terms of Elden Ring, is on every platform from last generation and this generation, and PC. So there's that. And I think another reason why things got really popular with Elden Ring was straight up because people wanted to see other people rage on Twitter. Not Twitter, I'm sorry.
That's another reason. Well, that's always been a big. It's like a weird separate community that's part of that like thrives off of like rage fucking videos from Souls type games and shit like that, dude. Oh yeah, I've seen my fair share of them. Oh yeah, some of them are outright fucking hilarious.
So it is. But you got games like, what do you call that game again? That was really big. The fuck you call it with the little people with the I don't think they have arms. Fall Guys.
Oh, Fall Guys, yeah.
So Fall Guys is that unintentionally, actually got boosted up in terms of, popularity because people were like, "Oh, let me try it. It was free on PS Plus and stuff like that at the time." I don't know. Like it's weird. There's a lot of fickle people. There's a lot of people that are trying to learn it. This Souls is forgiven because you can walk away from the area. You know?
Yeah.
And on top of it, there's no story holding it back either. See, once you beat Horizon, this is the thing that I don't know what Sony can do to fix this. I was always thinking about this shit. Once you beat Horizon, people beat the story and that's it. What they fail to understand is that each side quest is like a fucking it's like a DLC of the game. Has its own storyline and everything. And that is tied to the 8 towns that they have in the game, or whatever the case is. With Elden Ring,
the side quests in Forbidden West are actually miles better than the first game, dude. So props to fucking Guerrilla for fixing that problem for me.
One of the best side quests, just period. Because it's not normal side quests of fetch. Normally, you get like to fetch things or drop somebody off or get an item.
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff going on with its own lore and shit like that, and that's fine. All right, cool. When it comes to everything else, I think because it has it's so story driven, people think that that's all there is to it. And I think Guerrilla Game is a product of its own fucking strength.
Could
I
be.
think that people don't think it. They don't take it seriously because the graphics are too fucking high. You know, people are like, "Man, this is just this. All this is graphics," and it's like, "What the fuck? Like, really?"
Yeah, like, I mean, like, do we really got to see fucking Aloy have sweat coming out her face, man, when like she's out in the scorching sun? No, we don't need to see that shit. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, is it cool that it's there? Sure, because it just shows how far graphics have come, man, for sure. But like, it's not really fucking needed, dog, unless you're what, zoom in on photo mode. Well, that's the only time you're gonna see it.
But that's just their own. That's how they, and you know, that's how
it's
they.
Gorilla's own flair, man. So I mean, I really can't talk shit about it because it's there for a reason. But like a lot of people, but I'm talking about the fan base. I'm talking about the fan base being obsessive about that shit. It's like, dude, don't be obsessive over that crap.
I have the numbers to back it up, but I've always liked Guerrilla Games anyway. Before they were like good, you know what I'm saying?
I thought they were good when they made Killzone. Because fuck that franchise.
They didn't. Well, you can blame it on fucking
the people. I don't blame them. I'm not saying that Guerrilla.
There's a lot of people that bought Killzone, right?
Yep.
For PS4.
Yep.
No, I think a lot of people. I'm sorry, not that many people bought Killzone on a PS4, even though they claim to be ponies. You know what I mean? So it's just weird. Like the whole situation is weird. I was cool with them on PS2. You know what I'm saying? I was like, it'll be cool if they, you know, if they had a really nice, you know, if they can get their technical shit in order. And when Sony purchased them or whatever the case is back in 2005 or 6, you know, that's when they actually did it.
My only issue with Killzone, dude, man, is that it's too slow of a shooter for me, man, to really want to get into. Like, I tried playing 2, I tried playing 3, I own fucking Shadow Squirts, dude, man, and every time I play that shit, it bores me to fucking tears. Every time. Every fucking time.
That one was different, because I'm going to tell you right now. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. She fucking lost her tooth. Holy shit. Anyway, that was one of the dullest fucking entries that they've made, and the reason why it was dull is because they were so focused on multiplayer. They did that shit on purpose.
Yeah.
Because their numbers and statistics stated that no one really beat the game. Even if it had a compelling, you know, single player, no one fucking beat it. You know, so they were like, well, fuck it. You know, if that's how you feel about it, fuck it. You know, we're just gonna focus, we're just gonna have a random fucking, you know, single player and then focus on multiplayer, and people just didn't like it. They found out that Sony does a lot of single player games well, and that's what Sony is kind of sticking to. But I feel like what's going to happen to Forbidden West, I think all the Sony games, to be honest with you, that's what I was trying to tell the homeboy that was on my Twitter, man. All Sony fucking games, no one takes them shit seriously, yo. They don't. Right? They just basically state that, hey, and you stop me from talking too much.
No, you're good.
I think that a lot of people just don't take their game. Now they're starting to take them more seriously. You know, The Last of Us had like a very strong story, and it was very movie-esque. You know what I mean? So people actually wanted to kind of beat it, and then it got a second wind. This is the first one is what I'm talking about. It got a second win when, you know, people wanted to see other people experience what happened. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was a very good let's play game, you know? And it sucks because, like, if Sony is known for kind of story-driven things, Ghost of Tsushima, that's another thing, too. People played the fucking opening, you know what I mean? Did a whole bunch of, you know, a couple chops and slashes, and that was fucking it, you know what I mean? Right. You know, they went on to the next game. You know, they experienced a little bit of it.
I'm guilty of that myself, dude. But I do owe that game a playthrough, man, because that game is fucking sick.
But that's the thing. I don't know whose fault that is. Is it Sony's fault for, like, is it their fault for not making a more compelling game or that type of game? Because I can look at
that intro is if that intro doesn't compel you to keep fucking playing, I don't know what the fuck will, dude. Like, Jesus Christ.
I guess Sony is thinking that shit too. I don't know what else to do.
Like even
You
Last
know,
of Us, even Last of Us Part 2, man. I'm not going to be on this long. So don't fear, Josh. I'm just saying, like even that game opens up with a banger too.
that's
Just
the thing
a
though.
negative banger, a negative banger. Let me be clear on that.
Fucked up. They got all fucked up because it was leaked. That's number one. Number two.
Yeah. I mean, how do you think that would have fared if that leak never happened? I think the game obviously would have sold more, obviously, because nobody would have known about the controversy. But you would have probably saw a lot of returns fucking after the fact.
It would have sold more initially,
Yep.
and it would have been. I think it would have been a hell of a lot worse.
You think so? Actually, it would have been because if that shit didn't get leaked, man, and people fucking saw that shit, buddy.
People would have lost their fucking mind, man.
Fucking right they would have. Yeah. Fucking right they would have, man, for sure.
That kind of brace people to see, Joel in that state. You know what I'm saying? And they kind of was like, oh, this is on some fuckery. What Sony needs to understand is to keep their fucking characters. You know what I mean? If you want to continue to make money, I don't care how he died, but they shouldn't have done it that way. Right. People were waiting for Joel more so than Ellie. And Joel's first place, Ellie and Joel is second place. And then if it was just an Ellie game, then okay, that's third place. But they fucked up their legacy right there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Now, do you think that's going to hurt fucking future releases from Naughty Dog, or do you think that's just going to be whatever? They'll get over it.
Yeah. Well, most people left Naughty Dog anyway.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah. But a lot of them left fucking the initiative and went back.
And went back to the initiative?
So like you are aware of what's going on with that company, right? With the initiative?
Yeah.
Like I haven't really spoke on this at all because I don't know the full story, but from what I understand, it seems that the initiative is going through a bit of a crisis right now because they kept on hiring way too many fucking talented fucking folks, and it split the team into two people. Like one group that was okay with the direction that they were going with with Crystal Dynamics coming on board to help the game out, to get it out there, whatever the case may be. Then you had half the other side that didn't like the direction Perfect Dark was going. So there was a lot of friction in the company. So a lot of people just end up fucking leaving and shit. Like Daryl Gallagher is still there. He's still the head of the company, whatever the case may be. A lot of like the beginning people that first joined are still there, and whatever the case may be. I think Microsoft is going to keep them as a small team going forward until like they start like they'll just like let other companies that Microsoft owns come in to help them with their IPs and shit. Because that's essentially what they're doing now. Essentially, because you had Coalition work on fucking what was it there? I forget what game it was. There was another studio that Coalition went and helped with. Man, I think they were helping with the multiplayer side of Perfect Dark, I think, or some shit like that. So that I think is another big thing you're starting to go to see too as well. But I think right now, fucking like they're waiting to see what's going to happen with that acquisition there with Activision. And we still haven't heard anything back from the FTC, or the fuck you want to call it there, about declining their shit. So that's a good sign, because they would have said something by now, because that shit's been, fucking going through that shit now for like over a month and a half, and we haven't heard anything back from that yet. But again, we normally won't anyways for at least a little while, but everything seems to be going fine, though, because Blizzard's fucking back and making their shit. They've already announced fucking new expansions for World of Warcraft, and fucking more updates coming out for that, and like, god damn, dude. It's fucking nuts with all the shit that's going on with that division, man. But the big thing for me, and the reason why I'm only excited about this acquisition, is not because of the actual fact that it's Activision that they're buying out. It's because of the fact that they're going to open up that vault. And that's what I'm excited about. Because there's so many IPs that fucking Activision has sitting in the fucking vault doing nothing. I want to see come back.
This is what I was trying to tell you a while ago, man. These motherfuckers can't be trusted with a fucking gaming franchise. They just fucking can't. I don't think it was.
So you talking about Activision?
Oh, Microsoft.
Oh, Microsoft. Yeah.
I don't think people are leaving because of Perfect Dark. They didn't want to make Perfect Dark. They want to make their own shit.
Well, the people that were actually in the group that, like, a lot of the people that walked out or whatever you want to call it, yeah, they didn't really care to work on that. It was the work process it was too slow. It was too slow. That's why they pulled in Crystal Dynamics.
You don't get a whole bunch of fucking people.
Right.
A dream team.
Right. And it's funny because that's the only studio that has people leaving. Like Compulsion still hiring. They just got a couple people there yesterday and today. Fucking and Exile got a couple people there yesterday. Obsidian hired and shit too as well. And
they are small studios, and
they are
it's safer.
Not so much now anymore. Not so much
well,
now
it's safer
anymore.
But Microsoft than anybody.
Well, no, but I'm kind of glad though that Microsoft kind of gunned for a lot of these middle market, like lower end studios, man, because they can build them up better and fucking make them into a AAA standard team, fucking like in the foreseeable future and shit. It's just right now the revenue's just not there yet.
Well, that's the plan.
Which is going to help them out.
That's the plan.
Because like the reason why another reason why I want the Activision thing to go through, right, is because there's a humongous revenue pool there that Microsoft can use, because they're already taking revenue out of the Game Pass revenue to get a lot of those indie titles on board. That's why we haven't really seen a whole big lot of AAA games coming in recently over the last several months. And there's a reason for that, because they don't have the revenue pool to fucking pull for bigger titles like that to put them on like day one and shit. When they get the Activision buyout and this goes through, you're going to have a massive, one of the biggest revenue pools in the market, that being COD. Then you're also going to have Blizzard's fucking shit too as well, generating revenue. Microsoft can pull from that and get bigger titles on the service day one if they wanted to, because they'll be able to afford to do it now. And on top of that, also make sure that they keep the consistency of their IPs fucking to flow. Yeah, sure, yes. Halo launched in a broken state. I agree, 100%. 100%. Screaming on the top of the fucking mountain. Halo Infinite sucks. Except for the campaign. The campaign's actually good. The multiplayer is dog shit.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, let's make it sure, because I have like this new pop-up thing. I mean, there's a lot of faith that's given to Microsoft. To me, I don't see a reason as to why they get to have this, unbridled faith.
It's not so much faith. I'm just looking at it from the aspect that makes like the most sense from their business, the way their business is going. But
it would make most sense on the outside if they had stuff. If they can prove themselves, if they proved themselves in the past.
Agreed.
They haven't.
Agreed. Yeah, and therein lies the biggest problem, right? Because I mean, from Crackdown 3 to current. You know what I mean? Like Sea of Thieves launched with no content. State of Decay was a broken fucking mess. Halo Infinite's got the worst progression system I've ever seen in a multiplayer game in my life. And fucking what happened? So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I completely understand why a lot of people have no faith in Xbox. Trust me, I see it. But I personally think that fucking, I'm hoping that changes. I really want that to change, because I don't want to see Fable come out and be like a shit show, dude. I really don't. You know what I mean? I want to see Fable come out like as a deserved fucking remake that's going to prove to people that fucking like Game Pass is not just going to be like a fodder place for people that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to see that happen. I know that's not the reality of things, but I'm hoping that it is. So I have a lot of hope, but a lot of that hope can easily be destroyed easily, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm kind of keeping myself on like the alert side, if that makes sense. Because indies for me is perfect for me. You know what I mean? I don't have an issue with that. Which is why I love Game Pass and why I'm a big supporter of it, because I love supporting a lot of indies that are on there and shit like that, talking to them, getting to know them, and possibly interviews too. AAA side, though, you're never going to get lucky like that. Like Jay Barry and Persona, I don't know how the hell they managed to get Sean Layden on there, but fucking that's amazing to be able to interview Sean Layden like that. That's fucking, so big shout out to Persona and Jay Barry for that. Because that was dope as shit watching that interview,
I see you in here, man. What's going on?
Wait, who's in here?
Oh. It was Lincoln, but I didn't have
YouTube. Yeah, he was at home.
I couldn't see you today. I mean, he doesn't work for Sony anymore, but I get what you're saying about the indie games. So that kind of is conducive for you. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. It also gets rid of that fucking massive Xbox drought. Like, I just played Tunic. Like, Tunic just came out a couple days ago. Short fucking game, but it's short and sweet, Josh. Like, it's definitely worth at least a playthrough. Like, when that comes to PlayStation, dude, do yourself a favor. Play that game, and you'll see why fucking, like, design styles, man, like Link to the Past style, is still one of the best fucking adventure styles you'll ever play. It's so well designed.
No, I mean, because you know what? It was concise, and and it got to the point without all the extra fucking fluff.
Right.
Games don't do that anymore, man. They just, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just don't do it anymore.
Yeah, which is a shame too as well. But you also get a lot of those people too on social media that just fucking talk about the game and never play it. I'll give you a prime example. When Flight Sim was getting ready to come out, you know what I mean? I made that infamous post on Twitter. It's still up there. I just put the conversation on mute, man, but it's like buried in all my tweets, though. Fucking where I basically called out the Xbox side, and I was like, look, I said, how many of you motherfuckers are just sitting here hyping the game up and not even going to play when it drops tomorrow? The very next day, I didn't see a single fucking post talking about it or posting a screenshot or a video clip or nothing, and I still have it to this day. But yet you can go on my timeline, and you can see tons of shitty photos that I took of shitty polygons from the earth and shit, dude. Oh, fuck yeah. No problem. I put
don't you know?
You know what I mean?
Don't you know that people are fake? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, of course
There's
they
fake
are. Of course they are. But Sick Humor also made up a good point, too, as well, that he's also starting to see that shit on the PlayStation side, too, and he's getting sick of seeing that, too, dude. And he's right. Because you see a lot of motherfuckers on that side capping for shit, just like on the Xbox side, dude, but they ain't playing shit. You mentioned it earlier, too, about Gran Turismo 7, too.
Then he also state that he wasn't going to buy any more PlayStation shit, and he ended up buying PlayStation shit.
I don't know. I mean, he did write the song "Nobody Wants an Xbox," but we all know that's not true. Yo, shout out to Sick Humor, man. He's my boy, bro. Fuck that shit. But to be fair, though, like he made that song before the Xbox Series consoles even dropped, too. So,
well, in terms of the sales, if you're going based off of that, you know what I'm saying? You know, people are trying to get a next generation experience without the next generation cost.
Okay, so therein lies one tiny little thing that I'm still confused about, right? Because you would think that if Xbox was doing so bad, right, and like people fucking don't care about Xbox because they got nothing to play, they got no games coming that interest them or anything like that, like you can definitely hold off and wait to get a better next gen experience, man, and wait for a PS5 to come available in your store.
It's not about PS5 or Series X. It's about FOMO.
Maybe it could be that too. Yeah, maybe you're right.
You know,
what do you guys think in the chat? Do you think that shit's FOMO? But is the Series S though really going to fucking give them that next gen experience though?
That's the question, and it doesn't. That's the thing. When people realize that it doesn't, then it's probably not going to sell that much anymore.
I don't know, but like that's the one that's being widely available right now. The one that people are gunning for right now. It's crazy.
I think people are like, well, it's not like it's doing gangbuster numbers. It just, No.
I'm not saying that, but I mean, it's definitely selling better than people were expecting, though. I mean, granted, yeah, it definitely is the shortest, but you might be right. You might be right.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with that. It's selling better than it's more than what I was thinking. But then,
yeah,
people buy shit all the time. I think what's going on with them is that people probably thought that even if it's not resolution, I can at least get 60 frames, and they can't even get that.
Yeah, they can't even get that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Trust me, yeah, I'm with you on that. But okay, so like according to the recent hardware charts, because these are actually legit numbers, by the way, because they've already been revealed. You have, let's see, North America. Xbox is doing exceptionally well in North America, which makes sense because that's their main fucking territory. But everywhere else, though, they're doing shit, though. I'm surprised they even sold 1,000 units in Japan. That's actually kind of baffling. But yeah, 83K fucking in the US, 69K for fucking PS5 in the US, 36 in Europe, 35 for Xbox in Europe, but 25K in Japan for PS5, and then only 1,000 fucking whatever you want to call it. So Xbox is not even that far behind, man. For a console that's still fucking hard to get in most territories. It's not. Yeah, because right now, as a whole, Switch sits at 105 million. Fucking PS5 is at 18.85, which is still really fucking good for only being in its second year and having chip shortages too on top of that. And Series X is only at 13.09, man. So it's not terrible.
Well, no, it's not. But here's the thing: there are an Xbox. The same thing with Nintendo. The way that Nintendo Switch is selling, you would think their games are so good that they would at least sell 100 million titles.
Yeah, well, I mean, Mario Kart's almost getting up there, dude. Mario Kart's getting up there.
Per IP, you would think that they would do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you would think that for all platforms, though, right?
No, I'm making a point. It's not. There's a certain fan base per game. I mean, you can't have one game do everything. You know what I mean? You can't have one game, cater to everybody. As much as and developers would like that shit. Even with Elden Ring, that shit's probably going to cap out, like you said, at 17 million, and that's probably it.
Yeah, maybe. But I feel like okay, like Xbox's main fucking thing before the generation's end, usually around 40 million. I mean, 360 people still say, well, like, oh, well, it broke that. But if you count those dead consoles that they were reselling, and they were counting those numbers too as well,
it always balanced out to 40 million.
That's what I'm saying.
And I always said that shit too. So like, it's
Sony and Nintendo are the only two platforms in the market that will ever be able to break over 100 million when it comes to any one of their consoles. Period.
Now, I sound like a fanboy.
Nintendo's done it. Yeah.
I sound like a fanboy for saying this, but here's the thing, though: if Microsoft just focused for once on their fucking IPs,
right,
and really crafted them to be really good, all the money that they had, they would have been so 80 million.
I had an epiphany with that, Josh, because that could also be why a lot of their games right now fucking are still in development, like a couple years out. Maybe that could be what their focus is. I mean, I get it from Halo's perspective, because they had to get Halo out because Halo was supposed to come out last generation.
You keep saying that over and over again, and time again, you're proven wrong. They're not. There's no secret plan. They're not doing it.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's a secret plan, but what I'm saying is like, dude, okay, Compulsion. They haven't done nothing since We Happy Few's last DLC came out, and that came out in 2017.
Look, I'm going to rain down on you like the fucking
Pause on that. Pause on that.
There's nothing I can say to fix that.
I don't want a golden shower, motherfucker. Go on, Josh. Go on.
Look, the fires of hell will rain down on you, yo.
Jesus Christ.
If I find out that Compulsion Games is another whack fucking game from them.
Hey, We Happy Few fucking, man, I feel so fucking...
Every time I see you on site, every time I see you on site, I'm going to bring that shit up.
Hey, listen. Fucking, if you found out the bullshit that they went through during the development of that game, dude, man, that game could have been fucking so much better, dude. So much better.
But why not? It's a management issue, like we've always been saying. It has always been a management issue.
What the hell was that?
That's the funny thing, man. They have problems managing. That's what we all been saying. Like they have issues with management. You still there?
Well, yeah, no, sorry. The issue with Compulsion was it started off as a Kickstarter project, and then they moved over to Game Preview, which was also helping fund the actual project as well when people were playing it. When Gearbox became the publisher, they didn't like the direction the game was, or whatever the case may be. Like, you have to watch that Compulsion documentary they put out, like, as soon as Microsoft bought them out. Like, it explains everything what happened with that game, and it's a fucking shame, dude. Because the idea, like, when you play that game, right, brooding beneath the surface, you can see what the direction that they wanted to go. And the last DLC that came out, the reason why everybody fucking praised that DLC was because that was the DLC to originally what the game was supposed to fucking be in the first place. So people like fucking, like I said, when you go and you look at the base game and then you look at the last DLC that came out, why the score is different, that's why.
Well, the thing is, man, I honestly think that no more excuses for them.
No, Microsoft. I agree, 100%. It's not up to
no more blind faith builds from you, Xbox. I'm tired of it.
And plus,
sick of it.
Look how many studios they now own. Like, if you have to fucking take one of your other teams to go and work on an IP that you want to get out, fucking make it happen, Microsoft. Make it happen.
And somehow they want a third party to ask for help, which doesn't make any sense.
Crystal Dynamics actually does make sense. It's because Daryl Gallagher, that was his last studio that he was at. Because remember, he was also worked on. Well, yeah, but he knows that crew, though. He knows that whole entire team straight up from fucking top to bottom.
Matter. All of those people are competent enough that they don't need anybody there.
True.
It doesn't matter. You don't get all those fucking people.
Yeah, but I think that's part of the reason why, though, they brought Crystal Dynamics in, because of all that fucking fluctuation that was going on within that company.
That's my point. Yeah. They called them in as an issue.
But they have their own studios that they could have easily brought over to help them out. They could have brought Coalition in. They could have brought fucking, you know what I mean? You're right, though. You're right. You're absolutely 100% right. Like, Microsoft needs to nut up and fucking get these games out here and get these games looking good, running good, at least running good anyways. I don't care about how it looks. Just make your games run good. Deliver on what you have for your consoles, that what you're pushing for your Series S and your X consoles, make it run consistently. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. 'Cause to me personally, performance is the most important thing, honestly. And like the best thing so far out of the Series S has been the SSD. Because loading into games super quick and fucking being able to, like, I don't use quick resume. I'll never use that because I don't find a reason to fucking use it because to me it's pointless. You know what I
it
mean?
doesn't work well.
Well, that too. And plus, I don't want to like fucking do anything to ruin my console. I've heard issues about that, but I don't know if that's true or not. But I don't use that feature. You know what I'm saying? Like the biggest feature to me for next gen, and Sony's gonna be the same way too as well, alongside the DualSense, is the SS fucking D. Like that drastically changes the flow of the game for me. You know, like playing Elden Ring. If I was playing that on last gen D, man, I'd be sitting at those load screens, man, for fucking 20 minutes. like it's fucking awful, dude. And plus, Josh, I don't know if you were there when I played the Ascent. Was sick and fucking. What I call it multiplayer wise when I was on the Xbox One. One of the worst experiences I've ever had in playing a multiplayer game. Same with Grounded. Like I couldn't move 2 feet without my game stuttering like a goddamn fucking broken ass book. But now, fluid, perfect fucking frames, everything.
That's probably listen. We haven't even scratched the surface of either of these consoles.
Facts.
You know,
but we will soon though because we're getting close to the third year now, and that's when we start to see all the better shit come out.
But I feel like what ended up happening, they what's this? Get out of here.
Oh yeah, I have to ask you a question when you're done here.
No, I was going to say the only thing I think what ended up happening, what brought people buy the Series S is that they probably think this is the pinnacle.
Yeah,
but like I said before, it's I don't know, man.
But again, like we heard the same song and dance at the beginning of the PS4, right? Like remember when fucking Killzone Shadowfall came out, it was like, oh my god, this game looks incredible. Same with fucking Second Son. Yeah, I know, right? Nobody beat it, right? Second Son was another one too as well. That looked beautiful, man, with its particle effects and whatever you want to call it, really showcasing that off on the PS4. But then games, but the third year in, everything just looked fucking 10 times better, from Uncharted to Ratchet & Clank 2016, Horizon in 2017, Spider-Man, Ghost, Last of Us, dude, fucking everything. Just blew everything out of the water. You know what I mean? And Sony's going to do just wait until fucking Sony developers, man, get into the third or fourth year, dog. Oh, bro.
It's not even, look, I'm not trying to make this into a Sony anything, man. It's just third party. Third party, because they make competent looking games too. Like
They do.
Cyberpunk actually is a really good looking game, especially when it's a good looking. It's great. It's up there with some of the best, looking games. And then you have Unreal 5 as well. That's going to help out and bring people. But like I said, I think people are buying the S because they think that this is the pinnacle. Like the only thing that really matters is 60 frames.
Yeah, you're not even getting that. You're not even getting that.
But I'm just saying, sometimes you do. But just like with Elden Ring and everything else, everybody gets hyped. You know what I mean? That's no problem, whatever the case is. But like, I feel like the hype culture is actually detrimental. There's a lot of backlog and shit like that.
Absolutely. And the same can be also said about indies too. Like there's a lot of indies that go up on services or like a PS Plus or whatever the case may be, and people will just add them to their account or download them, but they never play them. Like
Fall Guys is one of them. Mm-hmm. Fall Guys is one of them where they played that shit, right? And they were like, "Oh shit, this is pretty fucking good."
Right.
And it's free. So I think that the quality has to step up.
Like Bugstacks actually got played by a lot of people, so shockingly.
I don't think that is a problem with that type of model. I've never thought that was a problem with the model of having games out. I don't think every game should be out on,
Yeah. Yeah, no, that would be fucking suicide.
If that's the case, then how come, Namco Bandai didn't put, Elden Ring? It's a different feeling when you buy a game and then complete it. It's just a different feeling, man. If you get it for free, it's just like, you can throw it away.
I still get the same feeling for beating it, even if I don't own it or not, or if I do or not. It doesn't matter. I still get the same feeling. That's the old school in me, though, because I've been renting games my whole life, including buying stuff on the side too. So, it's just more of a common thing for me. But to the average consumer, though, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, though.
I mean, anybody that invests money into anything is going to feel different
Right.
when you buy it. It just is when you fully outright buy it. It's always going to feel different.
Well, I mean, shit. Now I found a way for fucking Game Pass Ultimate to pay for itself. I mean, I just got to rack up
Like,
what fucking 5,000 points on for Microsoft rewards, and then just redeem a fucking month of gold, and I get 20 free days for Game Pass Ultimate. Thank you, Xbox. I appreciate that. Respect.
like you are a spirited gamer.
I am. Very am.
You know what I'm saying?
But I also,
And
but to be fair though, I'm also the one that gets the most amount of flack in this fucking community for everything that I do play, and even games that you play that I like. For some weird reason, I hate PlayStation apparently, but yet fucking I love fucking Horizon Forbidden West. I love fucking Ghost. I love fucking God of War.
but did you really love Horizon Forbidden West though? Did
I
you
do.
really love Ghost?
I do.
Did you really? I
Yes.
mean, you played single player and you closed the book on it. You know what I mean? With all those
Well,
sides.
to be fair, in my defense, though, man, the only reason why I ran through Horizon is because Elden Ring was coming out. I'm sorry, dude. I love From Software. I love From Software, dude. Like, their games are top.
You know what it is? And maybe you kind of have my friend's syndrome
Oh,
where, you know, playing things that are like high budget. I feel like, and this is, you know, I mean, actually, you know what? I'm going to write that down for my next podcast. I'm going to probably do that.
yeah, there you go. There you go, buddy.
I feel like people are conflating. Let me see here. High budgets, right?
Mm-hmm.
With corporate.
Oh no, I don't do that. I don't do that. Me personally, dude, like the main games that I avoid the most are AAA third party games. I mean, everybody in my chat knows this. Like Sony's first party stuff, I won't ignore as long as it appeals to me, which is very very easy to do because that's just how I am. Even Gran Turismo 7, regardless of what I've been fucking talking shit, I'm still gonna fucking play it. I mean, I still played Final Fantasy 7, and I fucking despise that game with my life.
That's why I said you're a spirited gamer. But my whole point is, I truthfully believe that in your case, I do feel like people see high budget, and it's on site that they feel like it's a corporate, you know.
Oh yeah, okay. I see what you're saying now. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel
That
like
makes sense. That makes sense.
a lot of Sony games have the problem of being, you know, it looks corporate. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's look high budget. Is you know what I mean? So people just automatically like the type of shit that you can do in Forbidden West and the type of shit that you can do in fucking Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not just a looker. Both of those fucking games are extremely competent gameplay wise. You know what I mean? Some of the best.
And that's the reason why I actually like fucking Horizon Forbidden West more than the first game. Because it fixes a lot of the nitpicky things, well, a couple things. But like the main side quest though, man, is actually the thing that I'm really glad they fixed on because man, the side quests in the first game were fucking shite. Most of them were. But this one here, they all have their own unique storylines and shit, dude, man. They actually make you give a shit about the characters, man. All that crazy shit.
You want to know what the whole hypocrisy is? Is that people say that they want story, they don't want anything thrown together, and then when somebody gives them story, I don't want it like that.
Yeah, right, yeah.
You know
No,
I mean?
I like when side quests actually tell more about the world and more about a specific character within that world compared to fetch quests.
People think that it's formulaic.
Right.
You know, it's only there to just tell the story. You know, I mean, just to give more context to the world, and it's like not really. You know what I mean? Because those side quests has nothing to do with the main game. Right?
No, that's what I mean. But like the quest is telling you a story from that character, like that side quest character's perspective, though.
It's not even just that side quest character. It's the fucking town. Each town has their own ideology.
That too, yeah.
And a lot of
their own set of rules and shit, and laws and whatever you want to call it. Yeah,
they all have their own struggles and shit like that, and people just didn't care much for it. Shit, like I told you before. People play Horizon and didn't even know what the fuck the story's about. Some people thought that Aloy was a mutant.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Hey, I think I remember seeing a couple of videos about that not too long back, man. I'm like, huh? Clickbait. Moving on.
No, it's not even clickbait. They just skip the fucking cutscenes because, again, I always say that Sony's games are kind of like really pretty. Like if you're a heterosexual, really pretty woman.
Wow.
But that woman is extremely intelligent. You know what I mean? With her PhDs and stuff like that, and people don't take her seriously because they just focus on, oh well, she's pretty. She probably isn't. She can't have it all. You know what I mean? She can't.
Right.
She can't be intelligent and fucking pretty as well. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No,
And
that makes sense.
I feel like that's how people look at it. You know, like Horizon constantly had issues. You know what I'm saying? With people just thinking that it's just a pretty looking game, and then they just automatically like the guy. I don't know what his name is, the Ubisoft developer. He was like, "Oh well, calling the game Ubisoft doesn't mean that it's negative. It just means it's the formula." I was like, "Nick, where the fuck were you at?"
Right?
You can go on YouTube and they talk about fucking Ubisoft mediocrity. Like it doesn't get. There's no. That's not a compliment. I said this on I forgot. I think it was Chris Wright's show. I was like, you know what? I said this is completely hyperbolic, right? I said, you know what? You know what it feels like, and I'm saying I use this to drive a point home. It's like somebody telling a black person, "Man, you're really smart to be. You mean you're really smart for a black guy." Kind of backhanded compliment is that?
Yeah,
You know
right,
what I mean?
right. Like, why do you have to add his race into the equation, dude? Can
And
you
I,
just
and
say
I
he's a
feel,
smart
you know,
dude?
I feel like that. They're like, it's a decent game to be, you know, to have this many graphics. It's like you can't have both for some reason with them. You know,
Oh yeah,
it's
you
a
can definitely have
decent.
both. For sure you can.
It's I mean, we all know this, but like people are reductive. It's a
Sure.
decent, you know. It's like a really good Ubisoft game. That's not a compliment.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people trying to compare fucking Horizon Forbidden West to Assassin's Creed, dude, and that just made my fucking body just cringe. Super cringe.
It's not that Assassin's Creed is a bad game. It's not. They're not the same.
Nope.
I mean, you may have a fucking quest log and a map and a skill tree, but I mean that's like saying Mario plays exactly the same way. Mario 64 plays exactly the same way as Banjo Kazooie. No, the fuck they don't. You know what? They're platformers, and you collect things, so that means it's the same. Like, there's a certain element of it being the
You know,
same. Like,
one
oh,
of the things that I think a lot of people confuse it with when it comes to Mario, right? Because they think that Mario is the same thing. Like you just jump on shit and you collect shit and you carry on your merry day, right? No. Like you go and you play Mario 64 and you go from 64 to Sunshine. They're vastly different as far as the actual like the way they control, like the mechanics. And you go from Sunshine to Galaxy, same thing. Different fucking experiences, different fucking playstyle and everything too as well. And you go from Galaxy to 3D World, then from 3D World to Odyssey. Oh yeah, it's night and day difference. Night and day difference. The only reason why they say that shit because Mario stuck to the same side-scrolling formula for so long until the N64 came out.
right.
And it's a real shame too, because like everybody fucking hates fucking Nintendo's IPs. But it's like, why though? It's like, man, I'm too old to play that shit. And I'm like, man, you shouldn't really have to put your own age in front of fucking of great quality games, dude. Like that doesn't make any sense. You know, like Mario is still good to this day, even if you're an adult or not.
I don't think they hate Nintendo's IPs at all.
No, I don't know, man. A lot of people fucking just shit on Nintendo, man. Like, well, nah. They're always sitting there complaining about, like, oh, Nintendo doesn't release any new IPs. Motherfucker, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, since the Wii era, dude, they've been coming out with a lot of new IPs. Just a lot of them sucked. That's the only downfall. You know what I mean? But there's also IPs that they still need to bring back that I firmly believe that deserve to come back. F-Zero, like, even Star Tropics. Like, you know what I mean? But no, we're never going to see that shit again.
No, I mean, Nintendo should definitely push the envelope.
From a power perspective?
No,
Oh.
some of the games that they do. You know what I mean? They should push the envelope.
Turn that fucking vibrator off there, John. I thought we talked about that.
right in the sphincter, yo.
I mean, Mario does have that. I mean, or it's just not Mario, but like Nintendo does have that knack for doing different things. But like, one thing I will say, like they always try to keep their main IPs as fresh as they possibly can. And Mario is definitely like that. Zelda's been like that for a while too. I mean, whether you like or hate Breath of the Wild, man, that's still a different experience from a Zelda game that you're used to from a traditional standpoint. So there's
It
no, you know what I
actually,
mean?
it actually isn't. It actually isn't.
What do you mean it's not?
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I'm streaming now, so welcome. I'm doing my practice, and I'm on Fatal.
What up?
I'm on Fatal's podcast right now, so we're just talking. Anyway, I went to my practice of Guilty Gear. Because they actually mapped the old Zelda games and just basically they created a 2D Zelda game and then made it 3D.
No.
That's how they made.
All right. I see what you're saying there. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
That's
But
how they did it.
they
That's
added
why
too much fucking filler in that world, though, dude. Way too much fucking filler, dude. Like the shrines are shit. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things wrong with it, though. But at the same time, it is their first outing for like a massive open world game. So I mean, I'm not gonna go too hard on them, but still, like, if the sequel comes out and it's still like that, dude, man, Nintendo can suck my chode, man. I'm not buying that shit. Fuck that.
I wonder
noise.
what the next one is going to be, though.
Breath of the Wild 2.
I honestly I don't feel like it's going to get Game of the Year. I just don't.
What, Breath of the Wild 2? Maybe. Maybe, man.
You want to know why I feel like it's going to be too similar to the first one?
Yeah, minus some different movesets and shit they're going to be throwing in there.
Not to say the bad thing.
Content from the first game.
Not to say that that's a bad thing, but I feel like that's going to get criticized because, people actually want to have Elden Ring, as, Game of the Year. I think that's what it is. Like they are like hot for that game.
I wouldn't oppose to it though, but I mean, shit, if it doesn't win, I don't care.
I really don't like. I'll still say that shit to this day. Like I'm not interested in Game Awards anyway.
Yeah, I only watch the Game Awards for the announcements, man. I don't watch for the awards
itself.
I give my own Game of the Year to whatever I say my Game of the Year is. So, and we still have a long way to go there. So Elden Ring could easily get replaced. Like speaking of replaced, if that game still comes out this year, that game might be my Game of the Year, man.
What game?
Replaced.
What game was that?
You remember during the Bethesda Xbox showcase last year? It was literally like the main highlight of everyone's fucking reaction to that was that fucking game. Replaced. It was like a 2D pixelated, and a lot of people confused it with The Last Night, but it turned out that it wasn't. Like camera kind of like moves with everything you do in the game movement wise and shit like that. It was a pixelated game, but like it also had like ray tracing in it too as well, which I don't give a fuck about. The lighting on that shit was fucking incredible too, though. I will say that, but I don't give a fuck about ray tracing though.
Is this another 2D game that you fantasize about?
Dude, everybody was talking about that shit after the show. That was the highlight of the show.
That doesn't matter if it's a highlight of the show, man. People want to be trendy. That means nothing to me.
Oh, hey, by the way, two things. One, did you see that quick in-game fucking for Starfield in the last trailer they dropped? Or that last blog they dropped?
You talking about the robot?
Yeah.
What about it?
Shit looks all right.
I don't find it impressive just because they have one.
No, I'm not saying. I'm with you on that, but I mean, it just doesn't look like a Bethesda game. That's the thing. It really doesn't.
I don't know what it is. Like, what is this? What is this game?
Well, I can't give you an answer because nobody knows. Honestly, like I don't know. Like I'm sure this year at E3, they're gonna be like covering that game like a motherfucker. But like honestly, I can't give you an answer because I honestly don't know. I truly don't know. Forspoken is another one too as well that I want to see look and get better. Like not from its graphical standpoint, but from like its gameplay standpoint, looks fucking off, man.
To me, I don't like the way it looked. To me, it looks generic.
It does.
And everybody, what do you mean by that? I'll say that shit to this day, yo. That shit look generic as hell.
Right.
It looks like It looks like a fucking Japanese Infamous game, yo. To me.
A Japanese Infamous game, yo. That's wow. That's kind of true though too. That's kind of true though. Like goddamn.
Until they show otherwise.
Right.
She's sliding and she's shooting like weak ass looking spells. Like I'm more impressed with Harry Potter. I don't even like that motherfucker.
That was my next question, man. So you saw the Hogwarts shit, right?
Yeah.
Yo, that shit looks fucking fire, bro.
But you want to know what's funny though? The same thing that's always funny, man. It's always these people talking about.
What do you mean by these people?
I don't even go there, Mister. Don't do it.
Hey, go on, sir.
Um, it doesn't like okay. People always say that they're tired of first what do you call it, open world games.
Right.
And this game is following the open world like thing to a T. But with its own flair though. You know what I mean?
Right.
It has its own flair to it, like any other fucking open world game. And it's like, why does it gotta be such a bad thing, you know what I mean, just to have like an open world game?
Right.
You know, everybody wants to be trendy and be like, I'm tired of open world games. It's like, what?
Man, I don't
You
want that
know?
shit.
But yeah, like if it's their own, like even when it comes to Zelda, everybody fucking complain about, open world games, and then that game, they're like, oh, it's refreshing. Look at the Zelda game. They just don't show the towers on the map. That's crazy. Same thing with Elden Ring. It's like Elden Ring is literally a fucking Souls game that's open world, and people are saying that they've never played anything like this in their life. I'm like, huh?
Okay, that's bullshit. Because even I wouldn't say that. I just like the fact that the open world, man, like how it's very intriguing to want to explore every nook and cranny in that game.
But wouldn't it have been cool? I said this shit yesterday. Wouldn't it have been cool if like you could fucking climb a mountain, you know what I mean, for exploration and have the same stamina thing? Or better yet, you know what I'm saying, basically swim instead of just falling into the abyss as if water physics doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Let me ask this question to fucking G Emotional Damage right now, because he's actually in my chat. He's the when we met motherfucker. Like, he's very slow in the head. Like, he doesn't really understand and comprehend. This is the dude that came up with fucking Iceman, who didn't know who Sub-Zero was. This motherfucker just said in my chat. Yo, this motherfucker just said in my chat, D, man. He goes, man, I would listen to his fucking show if he wasn't capping so hard. What the fuck am I capping for? You know, that's another word, Josh, that I've also discovered recently in a lot of people's vocabularies, man. They don't really understand the true motive of what that term actually means. How can you cap for something, right? When you've put time and effort into the game. No, okay. So I was called a capper for fucking playing Halo Infinite because I put my time into that game. I beat the campaign. I played the shit of multiplayer for fucking hours upon hours. But apparently that's me capping for the game. That makes no sense. Capping would be something that if somebody's fucking like, okay, look at all those motherfuckers that were fucking capping for fucking Microsoft Flight Sim and didn't even play it. That's what capping is, motherfucker. You can't use capping against somebody who sits there and actually legit enjoys a game and puts time into the game. That goes against that.
Let alone beat it.
Yeah, let alone beat the motherfucker. I can understand if he would have sat there and said that to me if I didn't beat fucking Halo or Gears or Elden Ring or something like that. That's different. But when every game that I beat, and if I'm telling people why I like it, and I'm explaining to you why I like it, that's not called capping, you fucking moron. Jesus Christ. Crew is the same way too as well on the Roundtable Discord chat. They both don't know what that meaning is. It's fucking hilarious, dude. Bro, is your Manscaped overcharging? What the fuck is going on over there?
Oh shit! Shit! Damn! You know what that sound like? That's crazy.
Only because of Diver.
Yeah, I was shaving my pubes. I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone. You know. No, I'm not shaving my fucking pubes, man. Somebody call me.
Yo, don't be like Diver, man. Fucking end up cutting your own ball bag, bro. That shit was hilarious, dog.
Nope, don't want to hear that. Don't like it. Don't. What did that far Zenith guy say? That shit was
yeah, no, fuck that, dude.
He was like, "Nope, don't like it, don't want it."
Nope. Yeah, no, definitely not. No. Never touching that shit. Fuck that noise.
He always did some nasty shit, man. Like his toenails fell off, like, and then showed it. Man, I don't want no.
Yo,
I
how
remember.
long has this been going for? Okay, an hour and a half. Cool. Go ahead.
If you want to cancel it, man, you want to.
No. I'll let you see what you got to say. Then I'll end it off, dude, man.
I remember on a round table before this pandemic kicked off about 3 years ago, man. I remember we were all supposed to go to E3.
Yeah. Well, you guys were because I wasn't here to go.
Yes, you were.
No, I wasn't.
Why?
Because I'm not buying a fucking. I don't need to get a passport, man. I'm not stepping foot on American soil, dude. I refuse to. I'm sorry. I refuse to.
Oh, yeah, you are Canadian, yo. I keep forgetting.
Yeah. No offense to your country, but I don't want to get caught in your healthcare system. God forbid something were to happen to me or some shit. I'm fucked. I ain't coming home.
No, I guess you are gonna have to prostitute to get home again.
Bro, man, let me tell you. Hey, on the plus side though, Josh, fucking Lake, man, is coming to fucking PlayStation, dude. There you go. You can finally play the prequel to Death Stranding, buddy. You should be happy about that.
Who?
Lake.
What the hell is that?
It's a prequel to Death Stranding. You play as a woman that goes around and drives parcels around to people's houses and shit.
Shut up. Yeah, that's right. You didn't like the game. That's terrible, man.
Nah, dude. No, Death Stranding was okay, man. I love the story, dude. Like, the story in that game was fucking phenomenal. Now, however, I will say this, though. If all the stuff that was in the director's cut would have been in the original game, it would have been a hell of a lot fucking better to play. For sure.
They may not have a lot of time to do it, which is unfortunate.
No, I know. I like I said, I know. But I mean, it's not a bad game, dude. Like, if I didn't truly like it, I would have never fucking plat the motherfucker, dude.
I wish combat, that was the biggest problem, you know what I mean? And some of the story quirks and shit like that, sometimes that dude needs to be fucking hinged,
Right.
Right.
No, it cracks me up when I saw a lot of people say, like, oh, how deep it is when you put all those packages on your back and some of that. I'm like, it's not deep at all, dude. You just hold down your fucking 2 trigger buttons, you never fucking fall. Like, what the fuck?
I think he should have committed to making that game difficult, man. He must have.
I agree.
Like a play test, and then people just like fucking complain about it.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like there were some moments, man, like where I didn't mind the gameplay for a little while. Like when I was like, but like the only real fun that I had with that game, gameplay wise, aside from like the boss fights and shit, was like me calculating where to place my next fucking zip line. You know what I mean? Like that was like really the only fun that I had with the game was doing math, and I fucking hate math. But it worked. I got through it.
It was good. It
was good. It's good in its own right, man. The story saved the game from fucking me never playing it, but
I did like seeing different environments, stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool.
Right. Yeah, it was okay, man. It wasn't bad.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Of course, man. Absolutely. Anytime, Josh. You're always welcome and fucking on my show, dude. All the time.
Usually I'm in the gym, but today something,
Yeah, no worries. But thank you. I appreciate you for popping in, man, and fucking coming on the show, dude. I really, 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 really respect the hell out of you for doing that, man. Thank you for that.
Lord.
Because I'm always on your show, man. So shit.
I don't usually sleep when you're doing your show.
Right. I know. I'm still trying to find that sweet spot when to do it at.
And sometimes I'll be thinking that you're uploading a video and not streaming. So I'm like, oh, okay. And I'll bypass it.
Oh, no. Well, it doesn't matter. YouTube fucking hates my channel anyways.
You don't like mine either.
Right. But yeah, man. But thanks for coming in. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for everybody for popping in the chat. Thank you there, fucking ZX, Stranded, fucking Fatal Charade, Ice Queen. God bless you, girl. I'm glad to see you back in my chat. Dauntless, One Stop for Gamers of always, man. My old school homie.
Man, I appreciate it. Let me see if he doesn't follow me.
I definitely fucking got to do a reunion podcast or something with him, dude, man. Because fucking I miss talking to that motherfucker, dude. I really do. I had a lot of amazing conversations with him back in the day, dude. Definitely a good guy.
We're gonna have to have like I said, I made some adjustments. I have like a candid fanboy show one day.
A candid fanboy show. Oh shit, That's gonna go over well.
Can't be wrong.
That's true. Be wrong. I know, right? But yeah, man. But thanks for everybody for popping in, man. I appreciate it. There. Thank you, Josh, for coming in tonight. I really appreciate it.